Hey everybody, it's Debbie, and you're at your home, your happy place. And I'm sorry it's been a minute, but we went on vacation, and then I got sick as soon as we got back. And I'm still not completely well. There's a little congestion, and I've I've been filming a little bit, and I've had to stop to cough. So I apologize for all of that. This is not a decorating video, but I think you're going to enjoy it. So hang with me. And if you're new, welcome. Yes, I'm in pajamas, but let me tell you something. It's Mother's Day, and I was out with my daughter and her family, and she got me two most beautiful pajamas from Victoria's Secret. And so I couldn't wait to put it on, and golly, it's after 6 by now. So just wanted to tell you that I want to start that design series we were talking about a couple months ago. I think I said something like, who would be interested in becoming your own designer or decorator? And several of you said you would be very interested in that. So here's how I want to start that is I want to go with design dilemmas. And when I say that, I'm asking you to think about the space in your house that's driving you the most crazy. That maybe you decorate it and you're never happy, or you put the furniture in and it's just not working. Maybe you have some color problems. Maybe you're living in a house with stained wood and you're just like, I'm so over it. Can I paint it? Should I paint it? Maybe you've got some brick and you're scared to death. I mean, I kind of been through all of it. Back in our house that we lived in for 30 years, so over 30 years, a house gets dated, and I wanted so badly to paint that brick. I never did, but if I was still there, it would be painted now for sure. And who knows how many times, because first you might do a whitewash or a lime wash on it, and then maybe you start like, I think I'd like to go a little gray with it. So but you have to get over the fear, and you have to have permission from everybody in the household. My husband probably is the saving grace that caused us not to do it. And I'm not saying I believe that had we painted it, it would have looked awesome with the rest of the house, because we had all wood in our house. Our cabinets, our doors, all solid wood, which it warps. So that's not always the best thing, even though it's the most expensive. At the time, it was an upgrade. So all of the trim around our windows, all of it was wood, and it looked nice. But I'll tell you, it's difficult to find paint colors that look great with dark, with wood color, especially if it has an orangey tinge to it, which ours did. We had it was called honey oak cabinets. I don't know if they were craft made. I can't remember who made them. Before we left, we had painted every door, we painted every window, and we had painted our kitchen cabinets. And I never regretted it, ever. I don't think I will ever go back to wood again. As far as a stain, we have a little bit of it in this house, but very, very little. And I like it that way. But that's me, and that's my happy place, and it might not be yours. So just keep that in mind. So these are things I want you to think about. Maybe you've got some floor that you don't like. Maybe it's really damaged and you can't afford to get rid of it, and you've considered painting it. I just want to hear really detail. I mean, most of you write a couple lines, but pick a space and write me about it, and let us start working through some of these things, and I'll take you along as though I were your decorator, and we'll start. It's not that hard, you guys, to become your own decorator. It really isn't. Classes in decorating school were, they were about scale, which is like sizes. Like if you put something really tall here and you got something really small here and they don't work together, you know, you know what scale is. We did study period pieces, furniture, but I don't think that that's in my life and people that I work with, that's not a thing. I I'm not going to mansions and decorating with period pieces as far as like let's do a Georgian room or something like that. Might find a Georgian piece we want in a home that is more traditional, transitional, or just eclectic, even cottage. Um, but what else did you learn? You learned textiles. Again, you know what you like. You know whether you don't want to hang a heavy, heavy tweed in your drapes, or maybe you don't like drapes. Maybe you like sheers. Maybe you don't like window treatments at all. So knowing what you like is really important, and that's what a decorator is going to do with you. A decorator is going to try and figure out what you love and what you don't love. So a lot of decorating school is really practical things. And it is not the difference between a decorator and a designer is math and science, I would say. A designer is learning where electric can go and you're, placing lighting properly. They deal with load-bearing walls and layout and things like that. Doors, they're going to select big things. Now, I can select a door as a decorator, and I can select your lights, but I am not licensed to go in and tell you where to rewire and things like that. Now, could I work with a contractor to do it? I absolutely could, but that's the difference in case you're not aware. And a lot of people on TV call themselves designers. They used to have that show on HGTV called Design Star. And that was back when I was a decorator and wanting to be a designer and looking at how long it would take me to go to school part-time online to complete that. Plus, I think there was probably some time I had to work with designers in a store or a shop or whatever. And those people had no schooling, but they had talent. And they'd get done and they were considered a designer. And they were in mostly California and New York, which I know here I am in Missouri. You have to have a license to be a designer. And in order to have a license, you have to have the education behind it. So there's no way, there's no way those people really are designers. But anyway, I'm a little off track. But what I'm trying to say is they're people that they love homes and they were passionate about it and they made it their life's work and people hire them. So can you get the results that you want on your own? I think you can. Can somebody come in and do it a little more polished than you? Maybe. I mean, it is not a science, it is an art. So no two decorators, you can give them each the same room. In fact, I think they've done that. There has been an HGTV show where people were given like the same room and they did it. And, they're just a totally different thing. And even the judges who are judging it are going to be biased based on what they like. If you're somebody that's like me that loves color, I'm going to be totally drawn to somebody with color. However, if somebody who is going very monochromatic and very beigey and everything have a very clean aesthetic that comes out very, I don't know, smooth, sharp and everything, and the person with color is chaotic, I'm going to choose them as the winner, right? So it is, but it's an art, you guys. It's not a science. And that's another thing, just so you know that. Some people have a flair for it and some people don't. But I think everybody can learn a little something just from, practicing with other people. So that's kind of what I want to do. And that's kind of what we're going to do. I don't exactly know how this is. I haven't thought it out tons, but just going to once a week, we're going to kind of go through some. If I get some, I hope I get a lot, you guys. And we'll start working on them together and we'll see what happens. Maybe, I don't know how to, I think maybe you guys could, you have my email. You can send me pictures and I can show pictures on the air. So that would be something we could do. Maybe we can do some before and afters. Why don't you think about that? You can follow me on Instagram. You can DM me. I'm very bad at DM because I'm very bad at Instagram, but I'll eventually find it, I think. But if you email me, I probably will find it. And that's the best way, I guess, is yourhomeyourhappyplace@gmail.com. So send an attachment of pictures of your room, send me a detail. You don't have to put it all in the comments if you'd rather do that. Whatever works for you. Okay. So that's the end of this part of the video, which I'm excited about and I hope you are too. The next part, I just have to say something. I've been wanting to say this. I said something about, I don't know, I feel like it's been 2 months or so ago, probably when this came up, actually, about design dilemmas and being your own decorator. I get a little upset sometimes when I see certain shows on YouTube where people are telling you what not to do as a decorator, as a homeowner decorating your house. And I guess there's things you could do and say, please don't do this, please don't do that, whatever. But this is the second time it's happened to me, and I get so angry. And I'm not somebody who gets angered easy. I get angry because people, my goal on my channel is to free you from the people who are the naysayers and to free you from the people who are the rule setters. When someone, and I don't even know if that person's even on my channel anymore. I kind of don't hear from her. I don't know who it was, but somebody would always tell me that I was setting my table backwards. And it's like part of it was the camera. When you're looking at me like this, I'm backwards, I think. No, I don't know. Anyway, and when I turn it around, everything's on the correct side. But probably 3 times, maybe 4, she told me the napkin goes on the left side of the plate. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that's not what this channel's about. Do I have books on etiquette? Absolutely. Do I care about that? Well, not really. I don't. I care about etiquette when it comes to saying thank you, sending thank you notes, being polite, those types of things. But when it comes to setting a table, especially when you're doing it for yourself and your family and friends, there is no need. If you're at a state dinner, boy, oh boy, you better use etiquette. But, if you're doing stuff for your home, put the napkin where you want the napkin. Napkin rings weren't a part of anything back when they started all of this etiquette. They weren't. And usually when you do stuff like that, you have multiple forks, you have multiple glasses. It's a big deal. And the funny thing is, and I don't understand why this person was just so deliberate. And if you're out there, I'm not mad at you. I just didn't understand why you felt like you had to keep saying it to me, especially after I answered you the first time. But it's like every cookbook, every Good Housekeeping cookbook, if you go in the back, it tells you how to set a buffet. It tells you how to set a table. And that's before computers. Now, if you want to learn, Google it. If that's important to you, Google it. But don't pick at people. Just don't pick at people. So here's the thing. I turned on, you get channels fed to you, and I watch a lot of decor channels. I love it. I do. And I love all kinds of decor, even ones that I wouldn't decorate that way. I still like to watch it because you can pick up tips from people just because of how they're arranging something, even though it might not be things you're arranging, right? So I love it. But this morning I turned on something and I don't even know why. I think I was curious because, uh, and I don't want to get too specific because I'm not attacking the person or the channel. I'm not subscribed to them. You're not going to see me comment. I would never do that, you guys, okay? The reason I'm angry is because I feel like there's certain times when people put these videos up that they don't, first of all, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm just going to be frank. This person does not know. They didn't go to school for this. And actually, there is no school on cottage decor. There's just not, okay? And this person is trying to tell people what's in and what's out and what you need to stop doing. And the more I listened, the madder I got. And I just felt like, for your sake, don't click on the channels that on the video, not the channel. I'm sure she's got other great content in there. Don't click on them when they tell you mistakes you're making and stuff. I mean, if you do click on it, take it with a grain of salt. Do not go, oh my gosh, she just told me I shouldn't have shabby chic anymore. Well, I'm sorry, but what is her name? Ashley's, I can't think of her name. She's kind of like the queen of shabby chic. She has her own line out, and it's very current and very hot, and it is still very shabby chic. So don't let somebody try to tell you something that they know nothing about. And if you love shabby chic, use it proudly, live in it lovingly. Don't let somebody tell you you can't. Because somebody else is changing their decor and maybe they're saying something's out. Sure, you can see the ebbs and flows. You can see shabby chic was hot, hot, hot way back. Golly, I don't even know how many years ago. Sure, it's calmed down, but it is not out of style. And it's the same thing with Farmhouse. Okay, Farmhouse, what got so hot, but how many years was Joanna Gaines on? I mean, in my mind, her and her husband were the founders of Farmhouse in my mind. Maybe they weren't, but they brought it to the forefront and made it so popular. And, they have their own line, they have their store, they have everything. I love it. And I still love Farmhouse. I don't have a lot of Farmhouse and I don't decorate that way. But boy, oh boy, if I walk into somebody's house that's decorated farmhouse, especially if they live in a house that looks like a farmhouse, I love it. And I probably always will. There's certain styles I can't stand. I cannot stand early American, colonial American, but it's probably because I grew up with it and I just don't like it because I grew up with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very popular still in New England because it's their period. They've kind of got a lot of that stuff and it's gorgeous there. I just don't want it in my house. But I would never tell somebody, don't. If that's your love, that's what you work with and that's how you make it work. So I just have to air that because it just frustrates me. And I know people listen to someone, especially if they've got a big channel. I haven't looked to see if this person's channel is big. It could be, I don't know. But I could just tell by where she's standing in her own home that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And that's the thing that really upset me more than anything. There is somebody else that the first time I mentioned this that made me mad is somebody I am subscribed to and I really like. I don't watch her very often anymore, but I'll say this, when she does it, and she does it often, things to avoid, mistakes you're making, etc. First of all, she has the authority behind her. She's a designer. Secondly, she doesn't do it in a way that makes you feel like you have to rip crap out of your house right away. She always will give you, like, if you really like this, then here's a way to update it so it doesn't look so out of style. Because maybe she's talking about out of style or something like that. That's a way better way to go. If you got somebody telling you, don't do this anymore, please get rid of this. Um, this color is out. Oh my gosh, the color stuff. You guys, I know that every year they have to come up with a new color of the year. If there was a color of the year, it would be everywhere. It would be Benjamin Moore. It would be Sherwin-Williams. It would be Valspar. It would be, oh golly, there's another one. I can't think of it. Dutch, something Dutch. I can't remember it. Whoever Menards carries a lot of them. Okay, but here's what they no. You have color of the year coming from all of these places, and they're none of them the same. And now instead of a color of the year, it's a color palette. So they'll pick 8 colors and they'll show you how to work. Well, do you ever see them really match? I know I say this when I talk about color of the year, but I really was floored the year they came out with the deep purple. It was like eggplant purple. And at the time, our church was being redecorated, and the entire, there was a whole brand new wing being built, and they painted it all in this eggplant. And then the counter color was a kind of a, I don't know, an olivey limeish green. It's a great compliment. It's beautiful together. But when they started bringing out the toasters and the KitchenAid mixers and the Keurigs or whatever in this deep purple, I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Like, this is going to be gone next year, and people's appliances are going to stand out like a sore thumb, and they're not inexpensive. KitchenAid applies a toaster maybe, but oh my gosh. So again, it's that thing. Don't get caught up in it. I don't know if I've filmed this a couple times, so I'm not sure if I've talked about trends. I do avoid trends unless I'm just in love with something. I avoid them. It's like, I don't want to touch it. I have things I love and I stay with them. If somebody told me coastal was out, I'd say I don't care. I love coastal. I will always have coastal. When I walk into a store, I can always find coastal. So coastal's not out. That should be kind of an indication to you to keep in your heart the things that you love and always know that, regardless of what other people are telling you. And over time, if you have something that you love, you will end up collecting, and it will become a really deeply interesting home based on the things that you've collected over time. But if you're stopping, starting, getting rid, I'm following this, I'm following that, the next thing you know, 30 years from now, it's like, I don't know, it's like hairstyle. You look back and you go, what was I thinking? I mean, I think that a little bit because back when I got married, everybody had one of 2 colors in their refrigerators, stoves, and washers and stuff. And that was Harvest Gold, and I can't remember the name of the green. It was a really ugly green. I'll just tell you that. Did I have a Harvest Gold refrigerator? I did. Ugh. Ugh. I took forever to get a stainless steel refrigerator. Forever. I thought it was a trend. So I stayed away from it. I just had a white refrigerator or black. I don't know what was kind of the thing then. Now, if you want to get a white washer and dryer, you can wait for a very long time because they've pushed all the graphite. And I was doing my laundry in pink, and I just thought pink and gray, yeah, it's okay, but I want pink and white. I want that fresh feeling. I want a little retro feel for me. That's what I wanted. And so again, I beg of you, this is the thing my channel is for you to find the things in your decor that really speak to you. And hopefully they speak to whoever lives with you in your house, because that could be a problem. But if that is the case, you each have certain spaces that you do. So I'm lucky. My husband has always enjoyed whatever I decorate, and we'll struggle with certain things now and then, but overall, he's pretty happy with the way I decorate. So, okay, you guys, that's it. It's just been so good to get back and visit with you. And I can't wait to see you then, you guys. And don't forget, send me your decorating dilemmas and we will start having some fun designing together. And I just hope that, I don't know where this is going to go. If we get some fun tools out of it that we can use, that would be great. I don't know. I'm open to what it could become. So, and I'm here for you guys. All right. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Stay healthy, because that's really tough on us, isn't it? And okay, I had to come back and give you something. I was sharing with my husband how I get so upset when people are trying to tell people what not to do in their houses. And I said, this person was saying, signage is out. And it's like, okay, I've heard it. I mean, that one's been around for like maybe 3 years. All the signs are out. Don't be buying all the word signs anymore. But here's the truth. If you go to Hobby Lobby, you're going to find signs galore. Is Hobby Lobby going to stock signs that don't sell? No, they're not. You are the consumer, and you are the people that make the decision. They can guide you, but if they keep seeing signage sell that has words on it, this is a new thing. When it happened, we didn't do that. Way back when I first got married, you had, well, first of all, when I was a kid, where you got your art from? I mean, unless you were very wealthy, you got it at the grocery store. And a lot of times it was free. You got it with purchase. I remember my parents had a really great picture. Sometimes I see it, somebody's picked one up at a thrift shop. But anyway, the point is, those word things, they came out, I don't know, 10 years or so ago, and they exploded. Sure, they did. And some people do overuse them. Like, if you have way too many in one room, it's a lot. But I don't think I'll ever see a time where I won't have something in my house that has words on it. I like it. I like it. I like seeing a message. And I just know that it's not going anywhere. And so my husband brought up the point of the Progressive commercial. And here's the reason I don't like it when people do this. I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but they're like, this group of people are being brought up into some kind of training where maybe, honey, if you need to jump in, because he's laying over there if I'm saying something wrong. But they're being told not to be like their parents. And so the lady holds up some sign, gather or something like that. And it's like, they give her the look, and then she shamefully bows her head and throws it in the trash. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's a comedy thing, and maybe they think it's great marketing. That makes my husband feel bad. He does not like that. It's not the only thing they do, but just about everything they do in there is trying to make older people feel out of place or feel like they just don't get it, like they're outdated, right? Because it's Progressive insurance, I guess. I don't know the thing behind it. Just telling you, my husband will never buy Progressive insurance. And that would be why. So here's the point. The point is you're the consumer and you do not deserve to be shamed about the things you like. And especially, I don't even care if somebody has authority, but if somebody comes on that doesn't have any kind of authority in their background, they're not trained, they're not educated, they're not working full time as a decorator or designer or ever did in the past, for them to come in and tell you, get rid of your painted furniture. What? Get rid of your signs? Just turn that channel off. That's what you need to do. Okay? Wait till they have another video out. I'm sure they don't say that stuff all the time. And I'm not, hating on somebody. I'm hating on a message. And I don't think the person probably meant to do something that would cause me to get upset. But I'm not upset for me. I'm upset for you. I really, really just desire that people feel encouraged and empowered to decorate, because they wouldn't be watching a decorating channel if they didn't want to learn how. And to be scolded and told that you're doing it wrong and you need to stop is just not okay. So anyway, you guys, if you would give me a like, I hope you like this. And definitely don't forget to send me your comments, especially if you have decorating dilemmas. And if you want to send me attachments, you're going to have to email me at yourhomeyourhappyplace@gmail.com. Or I guess you can DM me maybe through my Instagram, which is the same name. So I look forward to it, and we'll see where that takes us. And I will, let's see what else. Comment, share. Hey, if you got friends who've got decorating dilemmas, get them to subscribe. Oh yeah, and if you're new, welcome, and please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.